I'm Byron Barnett. On the show this morning, we dedicate a good part of it to former Mayor Thomas Menino as we talk to some of those who knew him best, and we'll also be paid a visit from the recently named Thomas M. Menino YMCA of Hyde Park. But up first, with more than 62,000 elders living in Boston, over 22,000 are currently living alone. That's a third. Social isolation and loneliness among elders can be debilitating both emotionally and physically. The good news is that a local nonprofit organization has the solution. FriendshipWorks, formerly Match Up Interfaith Volunteers, is a network of trained volunteers that provide support and assistance to elders in Boston and Brookline. With 30 years of experience, FriendshipWorks' mission is to decrease the social isolation, enhance the quality of life, and preserve the dignity of elders. To tell us more, we've invited FriendshipWorks Executive Director Janet Seckel-Cerrotti to the program this morning. Welcome to Urban Update, Janet. Thank you very much for coming in today.
Wonderful to be here.
Well, first, just start by giving us a little overview of the elderly in Boston. 62,000 and 22,000 live alone. Where do these folks usually live?
Well, they live in their own homes, sometimes in apartment buildings and sometimes in elder buildings. There's also some elders who will live in an assisted living or in a nursing home. So they reside in our neighborhoods.
And how prevalent is social isolation among the elderly in Boston and Brookline?
It's more prevalent than one would think. Often, as we age, many people do not have their family or friends around and are sometimes hidden from many of us who are in the community.
Now, when you talk about isolation, and talk to me and how debilitating it is emotionally and physically. Talk to me. How does that happen? What happens to people when they have these severe situation with isolation?
Well, I think we're all social beings and we enjoy one another. Some people have a few friends, some have many. But as we get older, we often lose some of our friends and our family, or they may move far away. And so people wind up being alone, having their networks lessened. Sometimes vision impedes their ability to get out, or just their mobility, and they don't have a way to get out to meet more people.
Now, I understand this, we're talking about a pretty diverse population. Some of these folks don't even speak English, is that correct?
That's correct. We serve people of all backgrounds, and we particularly have a specialty with Spanish-speaking elders out of our Jamaica Plain office called La Cadena de Amistad. So we mostly serve English and Spanish-speaking elders, but also anybody who is referred to us.
Now, how does FriendshipWorks work? What does it do in the community?
We recruit volunteers, as I said. There are over 200 volunteers who work with us who visit, befriend an elder so that they also can gain from the wisdom of an older adult as well as being able to give. We have other people who are medical escorts who will go with someone to a medical appointment, stay with them, make sure that they advocate for them if they're waiting in the waiting room too long, or go into an appointment with them and make sure they get home safely through their door and settled in. We have some volunteers who volunteer with their pets, with their dogs, their cat or bird, which is called Pet Pals, and mostly that's visiting in assisted living.
So it sounds like you're talking about someone who really just, it's right in the name, FriendshipWorks, just someone going to be someone's friend.
That's right, because we know that friendship works, and thereby our name.
Is there a fee for the services?
All the services are free. As we get support from individuals and foundations and from the community to be able to deliver these services for free.
And where do you get your volunteers? How do you get them? How do you recruit them?
Often through the internet, but through congregations, churches, and synagogues and mosques, from word of mouth, from corporations. So we go out and seek them.
What and if you wanted to be a volunteer, what is involved in being a volunteer? What should a volunteer know that the responsibilities are?
Well, mostly a volunteer is you or me, can be any of us, somebody who really cares, who is responsible, who shows up on time, which is really important, and when they make a commitment, they keep that commitment. We do some training on issues of aging, which is helpful to all of us to help with any of the volunteer activities that they make.
And I guess if somebody wanted to get involved, how could they get involved?
They could get involved by calling us at 617-482-1510 or go on our website, which is www.fw4elders.org.
And once again, I guess, what does isolation, what happens to people when they're isolated? What kind of problems develop?
Well, it affects our soul. It affects who we are to not have somebody who we can really communicate and share our life with. It affects why somebody wants to wake up in the morning. And it also has actual physical effects. It affects us just as badly as smoking cigarettes does.
Now, we just had a graphic up on the screen. If we could put that back up there again, I guess you have the 30th anniversary gala coming up?
We do. We're very excited, called My Friend, My World. It's going to be on November 18th, and we have Judy Collins coming as our guest that evening.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a great event, and I hope my best wishes for the whole thing, and I hope you raise a lot of money, and because it sounds like a wonderful, wonderful program. Okay, well, Janet, thanks for coming in, and good luck with FriendshipWorks.
Thank you.
Okay, when we return, we talk about former Mayor Menino's legacy with several who knew him well. Stay right here. We'll be right back on